At the Ortigia Academy of Magic, there is a rule that Alto must summon and make an agreement with a friendly creature or he will stay in the same grade. Alto failed to perform this summoning spell in the past, but he discovers an old book that helps him successfully summon a demon girl named Vermeil, who happens to not be wearing any clothes. Vermeil kisses Alto to take away his magical energy and shows appreciation for him summoning her out of prison. She attempts to seduce him, but he refuses and instead asks her to wear his sister's dress and shoes. When Alto introduces Vermeil to his classmates as his creature, she hides her horns and tail to appear human. Alto's childhood friend, Lilia, becomes jealous and challenges them to a fight. If Lilia wins, Vermeil must stay away from Alto, and if Alto wins, Lilia will have to obey one of his commands. During the fight, Lilia's creature, Sylphid, tries to attack with a strong gust of wind, but Vermeil easily defends against it and then uses magic to make Lilia feel so sexually charged that she gives up. Alto asks Lilia to be friends with Vermeil. Later, Vermeil tells Alto that Lilia is in love with him, but he doesn't believe her because he has no feelings for Lilia at all. Vermeil kisses Alto again to take his magical energy, explaining that she needs to in order to survive. She suggests having intercourse to get even more energy, but Alto stops her and says that simply kissing will be enough. Vermeil surprises everyone by using just a flick of her finger to send a wild dragon flying far into the distance. Alto scolds her for attracting so much attention. Then, the dragon's owner and his big brother, Rex, threaten them with a dinosaur companion. But Vermeil enhances Alto's magical powers so he can defeat them using his crystal magic. Alto shares that his dream is to become an amazing mage, and Vermeil agrees. The next day, they meet their friends Marx and Cheryl, and together they all speak with the headmaster. The headmaster announces that whoever can bring back a fairy flower from the forest will become the class representative. They all start running towards the forest, but Marx gets attacked by a menacing plant that eats people. Cheryl stays behind to take care of Marx. The rest of the group discovers that the flower is being protected by a Cerberus with a colt. Lilia drinks a potion that makes her invisible, but unfortunately, her clothing doesn't disappear. She has to leave her clothes behind so she won't be noticed. One of the Cerberus heads can still see her, so Alto and Vermeil knock it out. Lilia manages to grab the flower, but her invisibility fades away. Feeling embarrassed, she accidentally drops the flower and it blows into Cheryl's hands. Cheryl becomes the class representative and the others congratulate her. Vermeil tries new and fancy food for the first time and enjoys it. Suddenly, a group of people who ride dragons pass by and everybody is impressed with one of their members named Chris. After their physical education class, Cheryl encourages Lilia to express her feelings to Alto, while Lilia wonders if Vermeil is really a human because of her incredible power. Vermeil causes a commotion by following Alto into the boys' locker room. Later, Vermeil sneaks into Alto's shower and tries to make him attracted to her again. Chris beats up Rex and kicks him out of the dragon riding group because he lost to Alto and his companion is a dinosaur instead of a dragon. When Alto finds out what happened, he becomes very angry and challenges Chris to a fight. Chris accepts and calls upon her dragon. Vermeil gives Alto a powerful boost of energy, but Chris' fire spells are strong enough to break Alto's crystal structures and even hurt Vermeil when she tries to block them. Chris flies into the sky on her dragon and brags that dragons are the most superior creatures and everything else, including dinosaurs, is inferior. Determined to prove her wrong, Vermeil boosts Alto's energy again and he creates a massive crystal structure. Alto and Vermeil use a distraction to approach Chris, and Vermeil holds a sharp crystal against her throat, winning their fight. Because of this, Alto becomes popular with the ladies, which makes Lilia feel jealous. But Professor Obsidian warns Alto not to take fights lightly. Chris does her own chores and says sorry to Rex. Vermeil tries to make Alto interested in her again, but he tells her that someone should only kiss someone they really love. Surprisingly, she says she loves him. This confuses Alto, so he asks Obsidian about relationships between humans and demons. Obsidian tells him that demons are only interested in humans for their power. Alto faces Vermeil and questions her, but she surprises him by kissing him without harming him. Obsidian seduces a student named Emma Abelaine, but does something to her and leaves her frozen in ice. She is saved, but falls into a coma. The student council reveals that Emma is the third student to be attacked. The class is given a task to write about their familiars. Alto reluctantly measures Vermeil's body. Lilia becomes jealous and secretly watches them using an invisibility potion after giving her clothes to Cheryl. Alto accidentally brushes against Lilia's nipple without realizing it, which brings her great pleasure. In his report, Alto mentions that Vermeil likes sweets, but Vermeil adds Alto to her list of likes. Meanwhile, Rex, who is being controlled by something, and his mutated dinosaur attack Chris and her dragon. In a memory, Rex called his dinosaur as a baby creature, and Chris helped him make it break out of its shell, thinking it was a baby dragon. Vermeil makes Alto feel embarrassed by showing affection in public, and then Rex's brother asks them for assistance. Rex continues to harm Chris. He can handle her fire spells, and his body starts changing. When his brother, Alto, and Vermeil appear, Rex says he also wants to take revenge on Alto. But then Elena, the leader of the student council, arrives and strikes Rex and his dinosaur with her sword, stopping their abnormal growth. Chris takes care of Rex in the place where sick people go. As a test is approaching, Vermeil goes away and Lilia is excited to study with Alto alone. Vermeil meets Obsidian and tells him she knows he is the one attacking students, and she asks him to stop. But instead, he injects something into her that makes her feel pain and releases dark energy. Everyone feels this happening, and Elena hurries to the area, but she is delayed by a creature that Obsidian summoned. Alto rushes to the location, and Vermeil turns into a monster that cannot be controlled while Obsidian brags. Elena fights against a scary creature that keeps getting stronger after every attack. Obsidian puts a magic chain around Vermeil's neck to control her. When Alto and Lilia show up, Obsidian proudly admits that he was hurting people and injecting them with something from demons, hoping to turn them into demons too. But now, he has a real demon with him. Suddenly, Vermeil breaks free from the chain and attacks Obsidian. However, Alto protects him and gets hurt by Vermeil's sharp claws. This makes her really angry, and she tries to attack Obsidian again. But Alto stops her once more and tells her not to kill him before falling down. Vermeil goes back to normal and heals Alto. Obsidian gets really scared because demons aren't supposed to heal, so he injects himself with his potion and turns into a horrible demon. He promises to kill everyone. Vermeil easily punches a hole through him. Obsidian tries to fly away in a panic, but Chris shoots him down, and Vermeil knocks him out. The monster that Elena was fighting runs away. Obsidian gets arrested, and all the people he hurt wake up from their deep sleep. Later, Vermeil sadly tells Alto that she saved him by connecting their lives together. If one of them dies, the other will also die. Vermeil becomes distant and tells Alto to stay away because her scary monster form is her true form. But Alto doesn't mind and kisses her, making her feel embarrassed. The girls are sad about Obsidian's loss, and the boys are upset that Vermeil isn't coming to class anymore. Lilia meets Vermeil and tells her that she doesn't mind that she's a demon because she knows she's not a bad person. Lilia also says that if Vermeil ever loses control, she trusts Alto to help her. Vermeil goes back to Alto's room, and they make up and kiss. Iolite and Heliodor, a warlock and witch, chat about how Obsidian messed up, but they find his research interesting and plan to finish it. Vermeil changes into a school uniform that's too small for her and goes to class with Alto, which makes the boys happy in a perverted way. Suddenly, the student council stops them and takes them somewhere. Elena, a member of the council, says sorry for not helping during their fight with Obsidian and tells them that he escaped from prison. The council then threatens Alto with a sword and demands the truth. With no other choice, they admit that Vermeil is a demon and their lives are connected. Jessica, another council member, wants to get rid of Vermeil, but she's surprised when Elena accepts Vermeil and agrees that she's not evil. Elena invites Alto to join the student council. Even though he's suspicious of Elena's reasons, Alto accepts her offer, which makes Lilia, Marx, and Cheryl proud. Later, Vermeil warns him that she thinks Elena may not be human. They both go to a council meeting but accidentally walk in on Elena, Chris, and Jessica changing clothes. Jessica gets scared, but Elena and Chris apologize for not locking the door. Elena brings a piece of a creature she fought. They study it and discover a type of magic they've never seen before. Meanwhile, Iolite and Heliodor meet the creature's master, Kohakumiya. Iolite upsets her by confessing that he killed someone he was supposed to recruit. Then, he and Heliodor decide to target Alto and Vermeil. Alto has a dream about a crying child Vermeil in a destroyed city. Then, a woman tells him he has to choose between helping humanity and bringing salvation or helping Vermeil and causing destruction. He wakes up and feels anxious about the upcoming exam, so Vermeil kisses him to drain his energy and then energizes him. Students from all over the country come to take the exam. The professor shows them a crystal ball with a flame inside and explains that they have to use their magic power to make the flame stronger. Many students try but fail to make the flame bigger. Lilia understands that they are putting their energy on the crystal instead of the flame. She easily makes the flame bigger. Cheryl from another school also succeeds, along with one of the students. Mark struggles but manages to pass. Alto is the last one, and he realizes that he can pour his energy more effectively by approaching the crystal from behind. However, Vermeil urges him to show off, and he pours his energy from the most difficult spot, causing the flame to become so big that it breaks the crystal. He says sorry, but the professor allows him to pass. Afterwards, Alto and his friends have a picnic and cheer each other up before the written exam. Vermeil takes Alto to a hallway and kisses him, almost making him late. The student from the other school goes to the bathroom and complains about Alto showing off, but Islet sneaks in and kills him before taking his test ticket. Meanwhile, Elena and Jessica practice fencing. Elena wins and they take a shower while discussing Alto and Vermeil. Jessica can't believe that Alto summoned a demon, but Elena insists that they are obviously in love. Alto arrives at the test room, but Vermeil has to wait outside. Iolite enters and sits next to Alto, wishing him good luck. Vermeil is sitting outside feeling really bored, but she remembers how Alto promised to protect her. Then Alto gets really scared when Iolite falls asleep right as the test starts, but Alto decides to focus on taking the test. After a little while, Iolite wakes up and writes really fast to finish the test in just a few seconds. Then Iolite makes fun of Alto for being slow. The teacher gets mad at Iolite for talking, and a guard comes in and says they found the body of a student who was murdered. The guard then realizes that Iolite is not actually a student. Iolite says he only took the test for fun, and then he brings out a big stone creature to crush the teacher's legs. While all the other students are leaving, Vermeil and the teacher from the first exam show up. Some guards take Lilia, Marx, and Cheryl out of the building, but when they try to go back in, a weird thing happens and they end up back outside. The big stone creature doesn't get destroyed by any of their attacks, and it grabs Vermeil. This makes Alto really angry, and he uses his power to explode and break the stone creature. But then Iolite summons more stone creatures, and one of them stabs Alto in the shoulder. Alto asks Iolite what he wants, and Iolite says that his group wants to destroy the world with the help of demons. Vermeil turns into a monster, but Iolite easily knocks her out. Iolite tries to kill Alto, but the book he used to summon Vermeil protects him. Then the woman from Alto's dream shows up. She says she is the memory of the mage of the beginning who sealed Vermeil. Iolite tries to attack, but the woman freezes time and sends Alto into Vermeil's memories. Alto suddenly finds himself 550 years in the past and sees a younger version of Vermeil happily playing. The mage of the beginning explains that Vermeil was raised by a nun along with other orphans named Miel, Lynn, and Kate. Even though they knew Vermeil was a demon, they didn't mind. One day, the people in the town found out that Vermeil was a demon and blamed her for a sickness affecting the country. They got really angry and formed a group to attack the church where Vermeil was hiding. Miel told Vermeil to run away, and she almost managed to leave town. But then she overheard the people saying they were going to kill her family. She ran back, but it was too late. Her family had already been hanged. The angry mob surrounded Vermeil, and she got really angry herself and turned into her monster form. She killed everyone in the mob and burned down the whole town. Alto was shocked and disgusted by what he saw. The mage said that this was Vermeil's crime and the reason why she was sealed away. Alto discovered that he could communicate with Vermeil and comforted her. Vermeil transformed into her adult form and cried because she believed she could never undo her crime. But Alto didn't care about her past and kissed her. They woke up in the real world, and he told Vermeil that he loved her. Iolite brings out a big creature and tells everyone that Vermeil's only goal is to ruin the world, but they tell Iolite to be quiet and use their powers together to destroy the creature. Heliotor shows up and says she can't keep the space warp open for much longer, so she and Iolite go through a portal to escape. Vermeil tells everyone that the mage of the beginning is named Fatima. Fatima says Vermeil is her close friend and asks Alto to take care of her, then fixes the building before disappearing. Later, Alto wants to get stronger so he can protect Vermeil, so Jessica and Chris teach him sword fighting and martial arts. He loses easily in practice because he isn't strong enough or experienced yet, but he wants to get better. Vermeil tells Alto that she loves him too when they're in bed. During a meeting of the student council, Elena says they need to work together to stop these attacks and everyone agrees. Lilia, Marx, and Cheryl find out that they passed their exams, but Lilia gets jealous and thinks Alto is doing something with Vermeil when he doesn't show up. It turns out that Alto and Vermeil are actually kissing in public, showing their love and their determination to protect each other.